Strobe light, DJ's tight, go shake my motherfucking ass all night.
Sexmission by Juliusz Maciulski is a Polish science fiction comedy from 1984. It belongs to the group of movies, now with a well-deserved cult status, in which people are cryogenically frozen and then awaken in a crazy future, and which in the meantime have been partially overtaken by reality.
I don't wanna kiss goodnight, I want you to come up to my room. I'm having too much fun, don't want it to end soon. Why don't you stay? Let's play, can't think of a better way to end the day. That's fun.
In Woody Allen's US science fiction satire Sleeper from 1973, Miles is put into a 200-year-long cryogenic sleep after a botched operation. When scientists bring him back to life, the world has changed drastically. Technology has advanced enormously, but saturated fats have been analyzed as healthy. Sex is only possible with the aid of devices.
That's fun.
And a dictatorial leadership controls the country. The scientists belong to the opposition and want to use Miles as a spy for their purposes, since he hasn't yet been registered by the system like everyone else. But he manages to escape, disguised as a robot butler, and meets Luna, who initially betrays him. When the police try to eliminate her as well, they both flee and fall in love.
Read my mind, don't waste my time.
This extremely funny classic, partially in the style of silent movies by Buster Keaton or Charlie Chaplin, made 9 times its $2 million budget alone in the US back, received mostly positive reviews, and appears on several best of all time lists. It skillfully parodies contemporary politics and pop culture, and also impresses with its many well-done practical effects and lovingly designed sets.
I don't wanna kiss goodnight, I want you to come up to my room. I'm having too much fun, don't want it to end soon. Why don't you stay? Let's play, can't think of a better way to end the day. That's fun. Read my mind, don't waste my time. That's fun. Show me yours, I'll show you mine. That's fun. Read my mind, don't waste my time. That's fun. Show me yours, I'll show you mine.
In the distant future of 1991, biologists Max and Albert have themselves cryogenically frozen for 3 years as part of a scientific experiment. When they unexpectedly awaken in 2044, the world consists entirely of women, living in underground cities. A war wiped out all men. The surface was allegedly rendered uninhabitable by contamination, and all offspring are exclusively female, conceived in test tubes. And all male achievements of the past were simply attributed to women through revisionist history. Sexmission, the original title, is a play on words combining sex and exmissia, translated eviction, was made during the time of the communist dictatorship, and like a miracle slipped past the censors, who likely thought the biting critique also of socialism are simple jokes. Among other things, it takes gender ideology, more relevant today than ever, to its extreme. In the totalitarian and puritanical matriarchy, men are considered unnatural, aggressive prime beings, who must be forcibly integrated into society, and are to be transformed into natural beings, so in other words women, through surgical intervention. In the final, the two, with the help of a guard who has doubted the existing system ever since her first kiss forced upon by Max, escape, followed by a scientist in protective suits to the surface, which turns out to be habitable. They discover that the ruler herself is actually a man in disguise, who was hidden by his mother and joined the League disguised as a girl. They decide to restore the world to normal and secretly contaminate the fertilization facilities. After 9 months, the first boys are born. In 2006, Mike Judge's US science fiction satire Idiocracy begins with the premise that intelligence and education are not necessarily advantages in modern society, illustrated by the example of an academic couple who, over the years, repeatedly find new reasons why children don't fit in their current life situation, until finally the husband dies, and contrasted with a chaotic, lower-class family that grows rapidly and unexpectedly, aka demographic economic paradox, and consequently a country where critical thinking and education have become virtually extinct. So practically our current state of affairs. A quintessential average American Private Joe Bauer is selected by the Pentagon along with a prostitute for a secret year-long sleep program and, through a series of unfortunate events, forgotten. 500 years later, he awakens, is arrested for lack of money and identification, and discovers that the intellectual level of society has sunk so low that he is considered the most intelligent person. This rather mediocre comedy, which feels like an overlong Futurama episode, though nowhere near as intelligent, with constantly repeated gags, I found it far too silly at the time, and many references specifically target Americans, received mixed to positive reviews, made on a $2.4 million budget, less than 500,000 worldwide, and was therefore a flop. However, it has since achieved cult status, because many, especially in the last 10 years, have recognized the alarming parallels to the present day, and is therefore constantly cited as the prime example when it comes to describing current developments. Here too, much like today, there are more and more people receiving their income from the state, in some form or another. Keywords, welfare state and unearned basic income, aka socialism and planned economy. Everyone has to be registered, aka digital ID, and large corporate monopolists dictate politics and occupy entire ministries, with us BlackRock, Amazon, Google, etc. For people who are only interested in superficial, empty pursuits and immediate gratification, accompanied by ever-shortening attention spans, increasingly simplified and dumbed-down language, becoming more and more general and imprecise until it says practically nothing, and a dramatic loss of culture and values, resulting in a society that can no longer even maintain basic infrastructure. That sounds familiar, and eventually becomes completely incapable of solving problems.